This is Dawn Reeby from Excellence in Analytics. So we have Sergeant Reay who's going to be popping on here, and really, his story is unique.
I'm Sergeant Nick Reay from Rhode Island, Warwick, Rhode Island. So I've been on with the Warwick Police Department for the last 10 years. I started, kind of made my way up the ranks. My administration came to me and said, hey, we saw a bulletin a nearby agency's putting out every week. We want you to do it. And I realized that, crime analysis was the wave of the future. And, I transitioned from there into detectives, and now I'm a full-time, crime analyst or the sergeant of a unit that I'm creating.
Yeah.
And that led me on to the Rising Genius program where I'm at right now. So, it's new, and I had no direction to go in. And then I reached out to nearby MACA. There was an opportunity that came up. You were teaching a free crime analysis course. It was a week-long course. Mm-hmm. And, just seeing your drive and passion for it, I was on board. I was in the back of the class, just like totally on board.
How did you feel like when they said you're now in charge of building an analytical unit?
The question came where I asked them, hey boss, what do you want? And they didn't know. It was my job as a professional, right, to tap into resources and find out what exactly a crime analysis unit is all about. Tapping into resources like the Tribe of Excellence and Rising Genius definitely catapulted me beyond measure from where I was and now where I'm at.
What was the hardest thing for you, from Renee, what was the hardest thing for you about implementing a crime analysis unit so far?
Probably the hardest thing was buy-in. Why do we, it wasn't as simple as, Nick, you're going to create a crime analysis unit. It was like, Nick, you're doing intel and get to it. But yeah. I see the benefit of having a crime analysis unit, and like we've said, and like you've said, Dawn, this is the wave of the future. This is where we need to be. So the buy-in, it's a daily process, just talking to the right people. And this actually goes back to what Renee was saying, understanding first before being understood. Dawn instilled like lifelong processes, you talk about the 7 habits of highly effective people a lot. It's not just your quick fixes, your tape, your Band-Aid fixes. It's about being consistent, being persistent, and being intentional and driven. And those are things that Dawn has taught me in this, and taught me in this Rising Genius program.
What's one thing that you really want to do over the next few months in the program?
Getting a detective in full time, and then setting the framework for having at least one analyst on full time.
How has the community that we have, that we meet privately in our private groups, how's that community been for you, in successful for you?
Oh, it's great. It's great. Yeah. We've had meetings where it's just like, we're getting right to work. We've had meetings where we're kind of just open, honest, and raw about everything, and, vulnerable, and talk about our problems and what's going on, our private and personal lives and work lives, because all of that matters. All of that comes together. And it's not like we work and then we go home. Like, stuff carries over, and so everybody, like you said, they're rock stars. I love going to these groups, and we just support each other.
Would you say, hey, it's worth it? Like, dive on in, or what would you say to them?
Oh yeah, no doubt. Had my agency not been willing to pay for this, I was already prepping this with my wife that, hey, this has got to happen. This has got to happen. So, make the investment, because it's life-changing. It truly is.
Thank you so much, Nick. I appreciate you as a human, as a supervisor, and as someone who's a great contributor to our RG program. So thank you for being
awesome.
you.